Good evening. I mean,
Good
good
evening.
afternoon.
I'm moving over. I have to get in the middle of the camera.
Oh, okay. I need to
everybody.
go. Hi.
Hey. I was talking
Hey.
to
Loving the haircut. Loving the haircut. Let's acknowledge Marlene got her haircut after how long?
Haircut.
Well, this is my first pandemic haircut. So
Wow.
I had survived without one.
It looks great. It looks great.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I was just saying before the live stream started, Amber and I were just saying, like, we've been running nonstop, getting everything ready for you guys. We've been working hard for you guys.
Nonstop all morning to get those templates up in the coffee shop.
Yes, the link is in the ticker there at the bottom, but I'll pop it up here.
Okay, guys. So let's see who is on today. Thank you for everyone for joining us today. We also wanted to thank everyone who sent us stars last week on Facebook. Thank you so much, guys. And also, I personally want to thank everyone who purchased the soccer ball template on coffee.com. And as you see, Marlene is offering her templates today, only during the live, correct?
Well, what I've been doing is I've been leaving it for the 24 hours because I got some comments, people work, and so they watch us on the replay, and so they were a bit like, so I said, okay, what about you, Amber?
Okay, so 24 hours?
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good idea to leave it longer so that people have a chance to get it at the sale price.
Yeah.
Yes, and as a reminder, these are all digital files. I don't know if you have JPEGs or PDFs, then you can, guys, print them at your home, and you can use them. Marlene's templates, you can use them with the stencil cutter.
That's right, but Amber's too today. It's a stencil that you can cut.
Okay, so let's go ahead and say hello to everyone. How are you guys? What's happening in your world? Hi, Janine, Rhonda. Hi, Pennsylvania. Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer. Okay. No, there's nothing wrong about that.
Wonderful. Thank you.
There's nothing wrong about that. Hi, Marianne.
Hi.
Aloha.
Oh, nice.
That's a really nice cake, huh?
Jealous.
Michigan. We have Julia from Corpus Christi. Hi. We have Kathleen from New York. Hi. Colorado. North Carolina. Hi, everyone. We have lots of people joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Jeremy. Okay, let's see.
True.
Always making us laugh. Thank you so much.
It's actually the haircut that I have for my, one of my, the kind of profile pictures. So I look back like myself again.
It's beautiful.
Awesome.
So let's say hi to Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. Hi. From Chile, Las Vegas. We do have a question right away. Diabetic, we can maybe answer this later.
Oh, I wanted to ask everybody this question from Jennifer. I'm going to pop this up. Anybody going to CookieCon?
Oh, is it happening?
So far, yeah. They're going to do them right in a row in September and October. I probably won't. I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable to get on a plane, but one day I will go back to CookieCon because it's so fun.
It is. I agree with you. I mean, I think that I need a little bit more time to get acclimated in this new world. But for those of you that go, take lots of pictures and show us what's happening, and we won't feel like we're missing it so much.
Oh, right? Catherine, that's not, I don't know. This is not funny. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's quite a day.
I hope he feels better soon. He recovers quickly. Hey, Renee. Yes, you did. Hey, welcome and thanks for joining us.
Oh, there's going to be
a right. So hello everyone. So I think we can probably jump into the today's program. So what's happening?
We didn't discuss it, Amber. Are you going to go first? Who's?
Oh yeah, I just texted you, but yeah, I'll go first.
I didn't see. I looked for a bit and I said,
okay, so Amber is going first.
Yeah,
I'll go first.
So what the camera does? I hope I can
I'm gonna do it. Add this, and then if you want to just go.
Okay.
Are
you going to do it?
I was doing it there.
No, it's like, okay, who is doing it? So you did it. Okay, very well. Oh, this is gorgeous.
All right. Okay, so there's a lot of elements to these cookies.
Oh my God.
Let me just get the exposure a little so you can see better. Okay. So I'm doing wedding themed cookies today. This actually, Hanny suggested this because wedding season is coming up. I mean, now wedding season is like all the time. I got married in the fall. Winter weddings are nice too.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a little bit cheaper, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is, but kind of June is like traditional wedding season.
Absolutely.
So I am using cookie cutters that, of course, have been discontinued, made the whole project, and then looked for the cookie cutters online, couldn't find them. So if you go into my coffee shop, you will see the printable supply list with links to purchase all the supplies that I'm using today. And then I linked similar cutters to these. So at least you'll be able to find something like that. And that
what brand is it? I think isn't it?
So I got these at Karen's Cookies years ago.
Oh,
and
I see.
She's no longer in business as a cookie cutter supplier. So I just could not find these. So this is a 5-inch, this is a 4-inch. So if you go to that supply list in my coffee shop, you'll see the whole list of supplies. The supply list is free. So you can just grab that. And then today we're going to be using my filigree stencil, which I'm super excited about. Marlon got me hooked on stencils. I got these.
She's responsible, right? Yeah. She's responsible for a lot of things.
It's like so fun. I got the Silhouette Portrait 3, which is similar to like the Cricut machine. And I drew this filigree design. And then, so last week I sent this design to Mar, and she turned it into a stencil file for me. And then right away I was like, oh, this is so cool. I have to make this. So I bought the machine, and now I cut my own stencils, and it's awesome. So the template to make this stencil is in my coffee shop as well. So if you go to coffee.com/SweetAmbs, you'll find this studio file to cut your own stencil, but it's also available as an image. So if you just want to print that out and use it as a template, maybe with your projector or just to use for piping practice. So both of those files are there in that one listing. And today, I guess for the next 24 hours, at least it'll be $2 instead of $5. So you can go grab that now. Okay, so let's go.
Christine says that Anne Clark has similar shapes.
Yeah, I think the ones that I linked to, like the Anne Clark ones were a little bit small, like about an inch smaller than these, and I love how big these are. So I linked to Whisked Away Cutters in that PDF supply list that's in my coffee shop. And the material that I'm using is, this was recommended by Marlene, 4
mil?
Yeah,
okay, we already had a question.
No, what is it? What does the mil stand for? Not millimeter. What is it?
No, I think it might be actually, because it's like even like less, it's
not 4 millimeter, you mean 0.4.
I mean, it says 4. 4.
I know, but 4.
So maybe it's like,
I don't know, Jeremy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the thickness of the plastic, and that's on the thinner side. People tend to buy the 0.7, 0.6, 0.7, and it's not a one-pass cut situation. So if you want no headaches, like, no headaches, and you don't have to pass over the stencil 15 times, 0.4.
Yeah, it's pretty flimsy, and I always worry about these little pieces here, but it really cuts so fast. It was very easy. And then, my machine is new, so the first time I did it, as I was telling these ladies last week, when I peeled this off, it was such a pain because it really sticks the first time you use it. But the second stencil that I did, it came off just right away. I was just able to peel it off. So it gets easier.
Edith, yes, you can watch the video later. You can watch the replay on all of our respective channels, Facebook or YouTube. It's available even after we are not live anymore.
Yeah, I use the Silhouette Portrait 3, it's called. And that's in my Amazon shop. I just added that.
They just added that machine to their assortment of machines. It's actually a little bit smaller if you don't have a lot of room in your craft room. It's a little bit more of a compact machine.
All right, so I don't know if I'm gonna have time to show both of these today, but I'll make a whole tutorial out of it. I don't know which one should I show if I have to choose. I don't know.
I think
was the stencil fitting on the cake, Amber, completely?
Was it what?
Was it fitting on that whole cake? Because your cookie is quite big. I'm just curious to make the decision.
If you do it like not
straight. You did it on a diagonal. Mm-hmm. Smart.
Well, then maybe do that one because then we can really see it on a bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love this cake. Okay, let's do the cake. So I am very, very new to stenciling. Like, just did my first one last week or earlier this week.
You mean even before licensing?
Yeah. Like maybe I've done it one time in my life before this, but it's been at least 7 years.
I just want to answer here. Renee's asking where our Amazon shops are. Do we have the links in the?
We did, but they disappeared.
I took them off because we had like a gazillion links.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to grab the links, so I will put the links.
It's basically like Amazon.com/shop/ our page name.
But also today, like on Amber, and I did it too on our coffee shop, it's free and you can get the supply list, and it is Amazon links in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I did forget to put the link to the cutter in my supply list, but anyway. So I'm using medium consistency royal icing. So this is like soft peak.
This is, unfortunately, Marlene doesn't have the Montreal Confection on her thing, right? So I'm going to put it in the comments because it will be easier to.
Thanks, Han. All right, so we're focused on you, Amber.
All right. Let me get a little closer. So, like I said, very new to stenciling. Don't know all the techniques or whatever, so this is how I'm doing it. If you guys have suggestions on how I can do it better, then please let me know. Okay, so I have my stencil here, my medium consistency icing. I'm using a bowl scraper for this because I have a stencil scraper somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I never stencil, so I'm gonna just.
Many of us don't know where there is. Where there is. Don't worry.
I don't know where the stuff I use regularly is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I gave it to the kids to play with because I was like, I don't stencil here. Okay, so this is just, I don't know, is this what you do when you do it? Put it on the.
Yes, I do put it on a spreader or something. Mm-hmm. What I also do, I try to secure the stencil a little bit so it doesn't move, but you can also just hold it with your hand.
Okay. Yeah, I was just holding it. So I have the stencil like diagonal so it fits on this giant cookie. And I also just mentioned my cookie and royal icing recipe are also in the coffee shop. And they are also available to my Patreon subscribers. So if you're already a subscriber, then you will have that recipe. Okay, so I'm going to hold this. And then just spread it on. So my issue is like getting it a good thickness, like not too thick, not too thin. Do you have any like suggestions?
Well, I personally prefer when it's thicker than thinner, because thinner it can run under the stencil.
Yes, yes.
I like it when it's.
Oh yeah.
I guess you could use it thinner for if you are looking for a particular.
I think though,
style.
I don't think she's talking consistency. I think she's talking the thickness on her.
Yeah, the thickness on the cookie. Well, I usually try to get it so it's even throughout, so I don't have any uneven like spots when I lift it off.
Yeah.
But with your design, I think it's quite forgiving.
Yeah, I think you're right.
With the filigree, it's quite forgiving. I mean.
All right, so I think that's fine.
I think, Amber, if you're going to get a tool, it's a plastic that for your scraping that would be a little bit more pliable. That seems very rigid what you're using, and so if it's a little bit more bendy, it will allow for you to kind of smooth that out and scrape up.
I thought maybe I had it here, but I don't have it. What's the name of it? There is a brand that sells 2 different thicknesses. Somebody help me out. They are clear. They are. It's a spreader.
Is it Seiko?
No. It's actually clear. It's actually clear, and they have 2 different thicknesses. One it's kind of like more flexible, and the other one is not as flexible, but it is still quite nice to work with, especially when you're stenciling. What are these?
Okay, so I'm gonna dust this with some white luster dust. So I have 2 different kinds here. This one is like really difficult to find online. True Color is that natural food coloring company. They sent these to me a while back, and I'm not sure where exactly to get them online. But I just wanted to also show you that the Wilton White Pearl Dust works well for this too. So this is available online or at the craft store. So that's the Wilton Pearl Dust and the True Color Pearl Dust. So I'm going to use this. So this is just going to add like a nice sparkle to the filigree.
And it's a wedding cookie, so come on, right?
Yes, so it will be quite nice. Right now, folks, if you want to check out Amber's Amazon shop, I'm adding it into the comments.
Thank you.
Hopefully it was going. Yes, very well. Cookie content.
Whole surface. And this is a Wilton.
Hey, Tara.
Hi, Tara.
She has a mask in her profile picture. She's embracing it.
Yep.
Love your hair, Tara. I don't know if they're still this color, but love it.
Oh, yeah. I just saw Tara last weekend, and her hair looks awesome.
Have you ever done anything crazy with your hair, like color-wise?
Oh, sure. Yeah. In my 20s, I had blonde hair. I've had pink hair.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. But it's a lot of maintenance for that, so, you know.
Amber, is this the color you use at your for your actual wedding favors?
No, I did a tutorial with this cutter around that time, so that's really what you're thinking of. But I used a plaque for my wedding favors.
Okay, we do have a question. This is, oops, sorry. The question is, I'm sorry, the comments. If you get bleeding under the stencil, is that due to the icing consistency?
Well, I don't really have a lot of experience.
So under smush, I call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, right? I would say it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, I personally prefer when it's thicker than thinner.
Yeah.
Ready?
It's better.
We're ready. The big reveal.
I froze. I'm gonna wait to make sure I'm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Moving
okay.
again.
It's a magic trick. Magic trick.
All right.
And these guys, this actually works. There are no magic tricks like on 5-minute crafts or anything. This actually
Oh my
does work.
gosh. Yes, we're not 5-minute crafts.
This actually works. Look how gorgeous.
So then I'll just take the scribe tool because you can see there are some like little pieces.
Yes, and that is normal. That is totally normal. It does happen with all the, when you stencil with real icing, that there are bits of icing.
Angela, feel better soon.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Feel better.
Take
Speedy
care of
recovery.
yourself.
So pretty, beautiful.
Amber, I know you have your good camera there. Why don't you zoom in for us so we can see, like, because it's white on white.
It's really nice. I think the luster dust just adds the right amount of shimmer.
Yeah.
So you can see the filigree even with white on white, you know? Very pretty.
And honestly, I mean, when you pipe, it's beautiful, but this is more practical if you were doing an actual wedding lot of cookies, right? If you were making 100 cookies, right?
And you could spray it with some, like Wilton has that
Oh yeah, the can.
spray. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it will be super quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you had COVID too, Jeremy? I'm glad that you recovered.
So now I have some roses that I piped yesterday.
Yes, indeed, Jeremy. Oh, look at these. Are these the only roses you made yesterday?
No, I've been piping roses for days. Like,
oh, you guys, you're gonna be excited about what she's making.
I made a bunch of buttercream roses yesterday. I don't usually work with buttercream.
I see. This is a good good thing to mention. So it's stencils with silk screen. Yes, I think you have to have your icing a little thinner so it goes through. Yes, that does make sense.
Okay, I'm using Wilton Pink. This is a matte dust, so this is their pink color dust. And I'm just gonna dust these roses. I made these with the tip 101 with stiff consistency icing. So if you get that supply list, there is a link to my lessons that include detailed instructions on how to pipe roses.
Oh, that was good. You put the other references. That's good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. I just want to give it a nice little, blush kind of color.
Yeah, I'm looking at my fingers and your fingers. Very nice. Your nails are always. What's the color you using today? What's the nail polish?
I don't know the brands off the top of my head, but I kind of did like a very pale pink base and then some kind of a champagne pink glitter. Just like, the drugstore brand, not brand, but the ones that you can just get at the store.
So that's the difference.
Christine, we always learn something. Yes.
Yes.
That's the idea, right? Learning all the whole life.
Exactly. I was just saying, Amber, that with the buttercream flowers, you can't, come in like this, right? And
yeah, no, you can't really do much to it after you pipe it with the buttercream.
I guess you could airbrush it.
Yeah. Okay.
They look like it's just so soft and it's very pretty.
Oh yes, Christine, this is royal icing that Amber is using, not buttercream yet, as we mentioned. you can really do this with. I think Marlon is right. You can either airbrush or maybe when you freeze the buttercream flowers, you can maybe do something after when they are frozen. But you have to work quickly because butter will soften up pretty quickly.
Isn't that the best username?
Oh,
which one?
You just
the last
clicked it.
video views. I just noticed it. Yes, hi. We love your username. How pretty would it be with a glitter underneath the filigree?
Yeah, so I actually was thinking about that, of dusting the whole cookie and then doing the stencil on top. But I was just worried that maybe the icing wouldn't stick as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be really pretty. So I'll just put a couple roses on top, and then
if you airbrush it, Mar, you can maybe chime in on this. If you airbrush it first and then stencil, would you think the stencil can impact the airbrush sections? Like, would it lift it off?
No, I think it would be fine.
So you could maybe try to do that.
Again, it has to be like on the dry side, not a runny.
Yeah. Hi, Bobby.
I'm using a tip 352 and stiff consistency icing. And again, this is all listed in that supply list on my coffee shop.
No, Sharon, buttercream will not turn hard as royal icing because there is butter in the buttercream. It will not be, you can make buttercream roses and have them in a bag, although no, I'm sorry, no, I'm making a mistake. If you're using crusting buttercream, you could, I guess, use it to a certain point where you can bag it, but it would have to, I guess, crust for a long time. I don't know. Do you have any experience with that? Using buttercream?
I think it depends how you're serving them and packaging them. If you want to put buttercream on your cookies, it's fine. It's your project, but it's just packaging and how you're going to serve them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to try that because I do have crusting buttercream, but I haven't tried it. Okay, so what tip are you using? The leaf tip?
This is a 16. A Wilton tip 16, which is a small star tip.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just piping a little border on each tier. And then last week, Mar showed us her border template. So you can get that from her coffee shop and practice your shell borders with that.
Yeah, switch it up.
Yeah.
So, Firefly, thank you for your reply. I don't dust buttercream after freezing. The buttercream sweats very well, yes.
Yeah.
So, but the airbrushing works. So, folks, if you want to try, making maybe some white flowers and give them some life, you can airbrush them. Buttercream flowers. Hi, Amy.
Hey, Amy.
Hi.
She got her vaccine yesterday. She was so excited. You'd swear she was going to a party.
Oh.
She's ready.
Yeah.
Jeremy, yes, Jeremy. Amy is here. Look at this border. It's so pretty. Such a timeless design, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you could make the roses ahead of time, guys. It's not something you have to make.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like,
right.
in a crunch, you can prep these ahead, and that will make your decorating a lot faster and more enjoyable, I think, as well.
Yes. Make them months ahead of time. Years.
Years. Yeah. If you're already planning your wedding and haven't even met the groom, make the flowers.
Yeah.
Yes. Just, yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, that's so cute, I have to say.
It is so, where is it? I was just looking. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, you do it. Hi.
It's I don't know your name, but she says she's 12 and she's watching us. So thanks for joining us. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're not as like the kind of crazier live streamers.
Yeah.
We are very much real.
You're not going to get offended, I don't think, over here, too traumatized.
Hopefully.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
I want to see. Oh, what did you do on the bodice there?
Oh, so this I piped a ruffle using a tip 59S, which is a very tiny, tiny petal tip.
Yes.
Oh my, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is tiny. You can make tiny, 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 tiny roses with it as well.
Yes. So that's what I did for the ruffle here. And this is going to be like a whole tutorial.
Video.
Yeah.
Is that going to be in your group or on Facebook or on YouTube? I mean,
That will be on YouTube.
Be on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow, so many people getting the vaccines. Good for you.
We're so late in Canada, I'm telling you.
Here it's like non-existent.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah.
Anyway. Well,
Thank you.
Everybody's loving it. All right.
And so if you want to get this template, it is now on sale for $2 in my coffee shop.
The links are at the bottom on the ticker there. There's a ticker constantly going at the bottom if you're wondering where the links, because Han has her coffee shop. If you want to support her, she's managing
I also have a coffee. I just posted a soccer ball template, but I put a link for Amber's shop on the screen as well.
Yeah.
You guys can go over there and get it right now so you guys can start practicing, and then maybe in a couple months you'll be able to do what she does now when you practice, because she has been practicing, I mean not practicing, but you've done a lot of filigree, the wet on wet, your signature style. So popular and it never gets old. All right, so let's switch to Mar.
All right.
Okay, I'm excited. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do it. Add Marlene to stream. Can I add you?
Yeah.
Oh, I did it. Oh, yes. I did it. All right. Oh, this is so pretty.
I don't know. Is it there?
There you
go.
Oh
my goodness.
Wow, I love it.
This is so funny because many years ago, like 10 years ago, I did pussy willows, and I did like a chocolate dough, something like that. But I never posted it because I thought it looked weird. But this is gorgeous.
So that's what we're working on today.
Like cherry flowers, no?
That's right. So I'm starting off with a video just to show you guys quickly the dough process. So this is chocolate cookie dough. The recipe is in my cookie school group. This is like the easiest cookie you could make. I mean, I'm making snakes, really high-tech stuff. You got it in elementary school. And then I'm just twirling 2 chocolate dough snakes together. And that's it. There's the cookie. And then I froze them so I could handle them for the next step. I use ash food color and we're going to see that in a second as soon as I'm done making this branch here. And I just painted it on. I added a little bit of water to it. And here, this is like my practice cooking. You can see it made it just look a little bit more barkish. Could I say?
Oh, yeah, cool. Yes, well, it's cool.
And so it just made it a little bit more interesting than just jet brown, you know? And it baked really nicely. It made it like, you know, when it bakes, it kind of cracks a little bit. And they're frozen right there. They're not baked. And then I just popped them in the oven and baked them as usual. And I had cookie branches. And that was it. I froze them actually before, like I knew I was making the video, so you could make them in advance. I wouldn't put the wafer paper flowers on them, but you can freeze them at this point. And so easy. Like you can see, this is sped up, but I mean, it's about as fast as you could go. You just smear this stuff on. And so that's the cookie we're making, but we got a lot to unpack today. I was going to just look at wafer paper flowers and just a few different kind of options. So I cut my flowers today with the actual like silhouette machine. So there's a mat that's food safe to put your wafer paper. Now, if you go on my coffee shop, I put a supply list just like Amber did today. I did that too, and it's clickable links. So you'll have the wafer paper and that mat, where to find it, and all the stuff that you need to kind of create the project. But I'm aware not everybody has a cutting machine. So you can also use punches to cut your flowers. And these punches, there's actually a link to one punch in that sheet. And you can, the wafer paper is really affordable, and you can just punch these out quickly. If you want, you can color the paper with your airbrush or dusts before you punch them. It's obviously easier to color the paper as one big sheet than to come in and color these guys individually, okay? So that's one option, the punching. And then here, I just wanted to show another kind of concept. So here's a sheet of wafer paper. I'm going to back out here so you can kind of see it all. And let me just see if I'm focused. It looks like it's okay.
Yeah.
Here, let me put the autofocus on because I can't see my screen. So this is also in the templates here. So this is a shield, because when we talk about airbrushing, there's shielding and actual like decoration, you know, parts. So I'm just, the wafer paper is a ½ inch smaller than my paper. So I miscalculated. I didn't, I thought it was going to be the same size. Oopsie. And I've got my pink airbrush color, and I'm going to airbrush just to show you guys. So like there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube with regards to wafer paper flowers. There's really
can I ask you something? Can I ask you clearly something? I mean, are you going to actually use yes, you're going to use the cutouts, but can you actually use the remaining sheet, cut out rounds, and use it on a cookie?
I don't know what you're saying. So now,
Okay.
So now I'm airbrushing the perimeter of the flowers just to create a bit of shading, and this will give me quickly my template. So I'll be able to cut out, now I shifted it, but I'll be able to cut out my flowers. Here, let's do a couple. Here, go, as I'm airbrushing, re-ask your question.
What?
I said, re-explain.
Re-explain. I mean, when you cut out, not to toss the wafer paper.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like of reusing
the scraps.
The wafer paper. Yeah, the scraps.
Well, I saw a girl on
like
YouTube,
maybe you put it on a cake,
water, and makes glue. She says it's wafer paper glue. That's what she does.
Okay.
But I mean, wafer paper is not expensive. I'm not gonna pick up the scraps. I just throw them in the garbage. But if you want to make glue, she says you can make glue.
No glue. Okay.
And it's glue your kids can eat. So now once that's done, now I did it in cardstock, which is not ideal because I can't see like we've discussed in the past, but I wasn't planning on reusing this. So anyway, I'm just gonna try to align it as best I can. And now you'll get the concept. So if it was in clear plastic, I'd be able to align well, but it's just about being able to work quickly, because when we're making orders, we need to work fast. So here you can kind of see, you see it added veins very fast to the flower. And then you have very quickly a template to cut out, because this is, you see now I can just blindly kind of cut this out. I have everything there. I have all my lines and I can quickly cut out. So this is one way to make the flowers. If you don't have, well, you need a silhouette, but you could hand cut with an X-Acto the shield, right? And then have that as your kind of master thing to make your flowers. Now these are big for discussion purposes and this video, because the small stuff is hard to demonstrate. So that's that. And then this one here is the sheet that was cut with the silhouette. And this is my like prototype, the one that I made before. And so the thing that happens with the wafer paper is it's very difficult to, it's cut there, but I barely can see. So I'm actually using this thing here to kind of align so I can airbrush and I'll be able to see where my flowers are because I can't see them at all. So I'm going to put more airbrush color in my gun, but it like, there's no cut line practically. And so this is now, again, this is wafer paper left over and I'm using my scraps. And I'm just,
what airbrush machine are you using?
Eh?
What airbrush are you using?
It's my little wireless one.
And that's in your Amazon shop? Or did you put it in the supply list today?
I did put it in the supply list.
Okay, so you go to Montreal Confections coffee shop, which is there on the screen, and then you'll find the supply list for today with links to all of these supplies, including the airbrush.
So now this is just a light misting of pink. And it's just to help me kind of know where the heck my flowers are, because I'll show you what I'm doing, the point of this.
Jeremy, that is the sweetest thing.
Oh. Thank you, Karen. Karen got
Karen bought the Amber's filigree pattern.
Thank you.
Oh, great.
Can't wait to see what you make. Maybe you can send pictures to Amber and she can share with us.
Yes.
So we've talked about the 2-layer stencil. So this is the second layer to those flowers. And I'm just looking through it. And that's why it's really better to use the clear plastic so you can kind of see your project under there. And I'm just going to put more airbrush liquid in my gun because I've gone through it. And this aligns with the flowers. And it's just to make the flowers look
these wafer flowers are great for, I mean, not just cookies. You can cakes, cupcakes. There are endless options, right? You could put it on small little petit fours, little dessert, even a bundt cake. Imagine like a regular bundt cake. You put like a little glaze on it. You pop this on, and I mean, wow, you have a beautiful, you have a beautiful festive cake.
Well, the thing about wafer paper flowers is they're so easy on the teeth. So I don't know if you can see here. I'm going to try to zoom in. You see, they just become a little bit more interesting. They're not just so, they look a little bit like watercolored, you know? And so this second layer thing, you're looking through and you're able to see, and you can align now with this flower to do your next 2 rows. So you can kind of see through it and you align on there, and then you can do your next 2 rows of flowers.
And all of these templates are available in your shop, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And okay, and for 24 hours.
So now this is done. So I've got it painted, and now I can lift it off.
Never mind.
Well, it's because I know I got so much stuff, and I see the time shooting. So there, I can just put them off. There's my flowers.
I love them. I'm so partial like to the cherry blossoms. They're
but
just
you
so
see
beautiful.
how the coloring, it just looks so much more interesting than having them just this flat pink. Okay, so now this is, I'll just do a few. So there, so you can pull them all off. So this sheet cuts like, I used copy paper as the setting, and it was 25, I think, the pressure, but I took it to 30. It wasn't cutting that well at 25, so I did increase it a little bit. Let's move this. So you want to brush them?
Yeah, Marlene used, you had made baby shower duck onesie cookies, correct?
Last slide.
Yeah, Firefly bought the stencil and excited to use it.
So now these things blow around when you're airbrushing. So sometimes things seem like a long time, but really in the end, you're saving yourself a bit of time, the hassle. So I'm just putting a dot of icing on this plastic and I'm gluing the flowers. Okay, so I'm just placing them, and you'll understand why in a second. So I'm just securing them to this plastic so that when I do, so if you spray them with water, and when I say spray, I mean mist with your airbrush. The only thing you want to mist with is with the airbrush. You don't want to mist with like a little pump bottle. That's too much water. So you're just gluing them on just so that they don't go anywhere. And when you mist them with the water and they're secured at the bottom, well, they curl up like these guys here. So you don't have to touch them. You don't have to curl them. You don't have to fiddle with them. You don't have to do all the stuff. It's so time consuming. You're trying to work fast. And I know it seemed like a long time.
I got a little worried there.
Hey?
I got a little worried there that we're going to have a
mishap?
A bump on live or something.
I control myself. So this is just water, and I'm just spraying them. And then as they dry, you'll literally see them curl up, and they just kind of get like this rounding that happens. And you can even
love it.
And at this point, you can come in, even though they're not rounding yet, you can actually do your little dots if you want to add little middle. So this is yellow icing, a 1.5 tip, and I'm just coming in and adding a little kind of middle to them. And then they'll stay on this sheet and they'll be ready for when you want to actually decorate your cookies.
So cute.
These are absolutely gorgeous. So how many did you make?
Flowers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sheet. So this sheet here and that other sheet. So we'll look at them in a second when they start drying. So here's the branch. There. And I'm just with a leaf tip. So you want, and I was looking.
Can you come a little closer? I mean, further from you. Yeah.
I was looking at pictures of the cherry blossoms, and I mean, the thing about a cherry blossoms is they're the first to come out on the tree, so there's practically no leaves.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's very little leaves. I could show you pictures. We have a cherry blossom or some kind of a cherry.
So
I don't know.
don't worry too much about the leaves. You can make them very small. They are prone to breaking because royal icing when you knock it, right? And so in that leaf, I'm just pressing the little cherry blossom, or you can add a little separate dot, you know. But I do love the green against the.
Yes. I think green adds really nice. It's a nice detail.
Well, it makes it like look a little bit more natural, right?
Yeah, almost like a must on it. Do we have any questions?
Move it down a little. I mean, move it toward us a little bit. There you go.
Yes, excellent.
I'm zoomed in and I'm here. Let's do another.
Hi, Cindy.
Oh, okay, this is a good. Thank you for sharing this. So if you would like to do this on a cake, wafer paper with buttercream isn't the best combo because butter oil ruins the wafer paper. It works with fondant though.
Good to know. Thank you.
So once they've dried, like curl, they stay on that sheet and you can move them aside and you can kind of work at your own like pace. It's like a thing that you can make a little bit in advance, you know? I like
you're in the frame. I love it. I love the bark.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
It's almost like it's shimmery or something. Like, did you add any shimmer to it?
No, it's just this ash food color.
That's it. That's probably what does make it look like it's.
So that's it. That's the thing, and you can see here. Look, they were just.
Oh yeah, that's so fast too that they curl like that.
You see already?
Yep.
They're curling up. And so they're not super rounded, but in my view, they're plenty rounded.
Malik here.
Hey.
We have a Malik. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
You're watching.
So that's that version. And last one. So here is I put these in too. So this is also a template to cut. See, this petal is a bit longer, and so this allows for layering if you want to have a 2-layer flower. So these were sprayed with water as well, and some curl more than others. So you can kind of like pick the one that's the more curl to put on top. You see, you put a little dot of icing and then stagger the petals. And then you have a bit of a 2-layer flower, and you could do a little middle in there. So that was cut as well. And then this is the last thing I wanted to show. This is a stamp. So here it is, and this is in the supplies. This is a stamp. I'm going to pull it out over here.
Jeremy spoke too soon, by the way.
Oh my gosh, Marlon is done done 10 minutes early. I'm impressed and so sad. Don't be sad. She's going to go over. We will make sure of it. I'm going to start talking right now. Okay, Mar, how are you feeling?
So there's the stamped version. So this is wafer paper. I stamped on the wafer paper. So the thing that happens with wafer paper and stamping is it gets very juicy. So I was trying to figure out how to make the stamp liquid not so juicy and gross. And so I don't have a stamping block, which those of you that craft, it's like a thing that you stick your stamp
on. And I think this will be gorgeous on fall leaves. Yes, you can use definitely. I think you could, I mean, right? Fall leaves, your technique.
The flowers, this flower?
Well, on the leaves, like imagine you're cutting out the leaves and then you have the branch and you can attach it. And I mean, it looks really, really nice. If you missed it, they will kind of curl up a little bit like fall leaves do.
So this is a stamp that you're supposed to use a block, a stamping block, so that when you stamp, you get pressure. So I didn't get consistent pressure, and that's why there's these little kind of like coloring inconsistencies. Okay, but that's just my lack of stamping experience. So here,
I kind of like the inconsistency, I have to say.
Yeah, the thing though, the only hiccup is that you can't see, like, in some of them, how to cut it. So this is just, again, you have to do this in advance. Don't start doing this as if you need 100 cookies tomorrow. Don't do this. But
do it tomorrow. If you need them tomorrow, start tomorrow. No, don't do it.
So you see, you're able to kind of just cut them out.
Jeremy is 3, right? We're good. We're good, Jeremy. We're in clear.
So here is, you see, you're able to just quickly cut them out. And then once you have them cut out, I didn't do any in advance there, you can layer them. And that's what I did here. I airbrushed the pink in the middle a little bit more. Again, do that while they're not cut, but you can see exactly where your middles are. You can kind of blush them. And I even added a little pearl and then the middle. But I'll show you how I'm loading the stamp. That's the interesting part. So where's my trusty airbrush gun?
So those wafer paper flowers probably wouldn't be great in a bag. I would worry that they would break.
No, probably not. So I'm airbrushing on the stamp.
Hi, Corey. Thanks for watching.
And if I had, and I would do it, there's 2 sides to wafer paper. I would do it on the kind of more smooth side. Where am I here? Am I in frame?
Yes, you're good. You're good. Excellent. Fabulous.
And I don't have the block thing. And of course I got my hand in it, but you'll get the point of what I'm explaining in a second. So you see the airbrush loads it in a much more dryish.
Yeah. It's a very light.
Yes, the lines are not like so, like when you use those sponges there, it gets so juicy and then the thing drinks it and it's just gross. This, it does a nicer kind of thing. And then these here, well, you can layer your smaller petals inside here. I had wished there was 2 big ones in the stamp, and try to fit as many as you can on your sheet so you can kind of maximize the stamp. You have to spray it practically every time. Like you can't do two passes to get it stamped, you know?
Yeah.
2 times. But that's it. So that's it.
All right.
Am I okay?
Okay, so we have some questions. So Marlene did finish under under an hour. So
I wanted to try this.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, you did the gingham. Oh, I love gingham. Oh,
that was one of the things I had put up, so I wanted to.
That is so cool. Let's see.
So
Love
you sprayed the paper yourself to make that?
Yeah. So you can airbrush, but you have to be really like like not a lot of airbrush, because as soon as you airbrush a lot, it's like the water, it causes the curling.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So if you were to pop these on freshly iced, like not freshly, freshly iced, yes, freshly iced cookie, like with real icing, it would start curling up the edges.
Yes, it would.
I mean, it is a cool effect when you think about it. Like it could create potentially cool effect. Another thing is, so when you're applying these onto the royal icing, dry royal icing, can you apply them flat?
If you're going to do it that way, I think maybe you would do like cornstarch, corn syrup.
Corn syrup. Mm-hmm.
Glue it. Maybe that's what I would do, because yeah, it does curl. Like, see this, like the whole point of this is the fact that they're curled. But like Amy did something with the wafer paper a few live streams ago, and once she pressed around the perimeter, it didn't come back up.
Oh, I see. Okay, we do have a question. This came up in the beginning. Ty, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say her name. So, do you guys have a diabetic sugar cookie recipe that can be posted on Coffee for Purchase? I have a diabetic mother and aunt, and that I would like to make delicious and beautiful cookies for. There is a sugar that you can use. I have it on my phone somewhere, a memo about the sugar. So I'm going to try to maybe mention it next week, so you could try that sugar to use it with the cookie recipe.
Is it Swerve or something else?
I don't know. What's the one you just mentioned?
Swerve.
Swerve.
That's the one that I was using. I've never used it in my cookie recipe, but it's good for baking. Swerve brand.
This was for the royal icing, so maybe I don't know. I can't remember the name, but anyway. So yeah, maybe you can look up what Amber mentioned, and that will.
Well, at the end of the day, sometimes dietary restrictions, kind of determine what you can have, and so maybe you could use dark chocolate, has less sugar in it
instead of icing.
So, yeah, like I don't know, like.
But they're trying to find diabetic sugar cookie recipe. So
yeah, that's it. If you put in the dough, then it's not as bad as icing. Like, right? Altering the dough recipe is less complicated than altering the royal icing recipe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a 1-to-1 like replacement, but I've never tried it myself with my recipe. But if you go to wholesomeyum.com, she has a lot of baking, low carb recipes for baking that use sugar.
Oh, okay, maybe this is it. Swerve. Is that what you said? Swerve.
That's the one. Yeah.
That's the one you said. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the one. Do you recommend any particular stencil cutter?
Oh, here, look. There's a sugar-free royal icing powder.
That's what Swerve brand is. Erythritol.
Okay, so the fun thing is when I can pronounce it, I don't know if I want to eat it.
Well, I mean,
what is it? I have to look it up.
It's like a sugar alcohol or something.
Sugar alcohol, yeah. But I mean, do I want? Okay.
No, it's not. I mean, it can upset your stomach.
No?
But, like when I was pregnant, I had gestational diabetes, and I was just like desperate for something sweet. So I was like, I'll try anything.
Oh, so you did eat it?
Yeah, it was fine. I had like a couple things here and there.
You had, what did you say? You had what?
Gestational diabetes.
Oh.
So I did low carb. I was basically like doing keto for 3 months, which like was for my sanity, it was like so helpful.
Yeah.
Because I love sugar and I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you're making a human and you need what you need.
Right. Yeah. So, I would eat like, you eat the fruits that are kind of lower in sugar. But anyway, go to wholesomeyum.com because that's like the website that I was totally relying on when I had that issue, and her recipes are awesome.
So maybe you can.
Here, let's just 2 seconds here. You can make cookies like this. You just have to practice. maybe ask your mom to get you a few supplies and you
Oh my, we have my.
Hey.
Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Nothing. I'm just happy. Well, this is a living house, so yes, we have we have things here. Yes, in the background. Okay.
Yeah, start now, and even just like 6 months of practice, you'll get so much better. It just takes time and patience to improve.
We did have a. Did we answer the question about the stencil maker? You had there was a question. I don't see it now. There was a question about what stencil cutter you recommend. I guess this one, yes.
Do I answer, Amber? It's okay.
Yeah, you're the one who got me hooked on it.
The thing about the machines, I think they're comparable. The actual machine, the differences is basically from everything I've seen. I don't have the Cricut. I only have the Silhouette, but everything I've seen, it's the software. And so the Silhouette software is very, very good. So that's where that's where I lean towards. And they recently came out with like a smaller, more compact machine that's $100 less than their kind of standard 12-inch wide cutting space. And so it's, I mean, if you calculate stencils are between $5 to $7, $8 plus your shipping, you've got that machine paid off in no time, really. And today Amber was working on her cookies. She's like, how many times do I have to wash it? I said, you can just cut more, like that's
I just printed 3, yeah.
And then when you can't find one that you've been looking for, well, you cut it again.
Right.
So it's just one of those handy tools.
Oh, I'm learning so much. So this is another product that is it a one-to-one?
Oh.
1-to-1 cup for cup.
Okay, yeah, because this Swerve makes it feel like it's cold in your mouth for some reason. It's very strange. Yeah, so that's good to know that there's another one out there that doesn't have that kind of weirdness to
I
it.
have to go to the comments. It's on Facebook, so then I can put it in my.
It's like mint, or like the gum. When you take the gum and it's cold in your mouth.
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have a 3D printer. I don't have one. Do you have one, Mar?
Well, actually, Ryan has.
She does. She does
everything. For my son for his Christmas present few years ago. I think that the learning curve is significant. It's not one of those out of the box type of a things. So if you're, first of all, you have to learn how to make STL files. So that's the actual file to make the cookie cutter. You have to 3D design. Wow. And then you have to troubleshoot your 3D machine. So if you got the time, I mean, it's for sure a lot of people do it, but there is a learning curve to it.
Good question. This is a really good question, Caitlin. Do you have certain stencil patterns you use regularly? I have never tried them, but there are so many options. Yes, there are so many options. And if you get addicted to stencils, you will buy them all. But it can be pretty pricey because like when you go buy a stencil, usually one stencil, right? It can be $6, $7.
Absolutely.
For cookie decorating. So you buy, 100 stencils and you do the math. So what would you say there are the stencils that you would like definitely need to like have? Or maybe like something that you can use over and over. I would say holiday season, because you can use those like every year.
Yeah, I like a little flower kind of, like print, type thing. That could be good.
Flowers like roses. I would say leaves would be good. Maybe something for Halloween. Chevron pattern is good. Lines. Prints,
like prints, like stripes and polka dots.
Yes, like pattern, not like a 2012, I'm sorry, it's 2021 because you cannot really just use it once and that's it. That you can toss it. But I think those, right? Like line, like
like repetitive patterns.
Repetitive patterns, exactly.
Yeah, background stencils, exactly. The learning curve on the Silhouette machine, if you are proficient in Photoshop, it is pretty reasonable. If you're not techie, you might not like it. You might find it a bit tricky, but if you're, somewhat up on this type of stuff, really, I didn't find it was so bad. Amber, did you play around with the software?
Okay, so I haven't, you created that filigree one for me from my drawing, so I haven't created one myself from scratch. So if you're getting, if you get Mars files, you can just open it in the software and make sure your settings are right for your machine and print it. You don't have to do any kind of fiddling with the actual design. I don't know about creating your own. I haven't done that yet, but just opening the file that you sent me, Mar, was so easy.
Was easy. So the learning curve to make stencils, I wouldn't make stencils in Silhouette. I don't design my stencils in Silhouette. I draw everything. I did actually a video this month in my Cookie School group about stencil design. I draw with Procreate. The designs are drawn in Procreate. They are edited in my discount Photoshop. It's called Pixelmator. This is an Apple program. And everything is done outside of Silhouette. Silhouette is for cutting. I do a little editing there, but everything is done outside of that. It is not a stencil design platform. All the creators that upload stencils there to buy, I doubt design in Silhouette. They draw in some other software.
And I did have you walking me through it. So I had one-on-one support for that. So yeah.
Yes, well, it's really, and also it's not just us. There's YouTube. I mean, there's so many people making Silhouette and Cricut videos. If you need resources, there's so many resources, right?
Oh yeah, so I just used the Silhouette YouTube tutorial.
Thank you, Amy. Okay, good question, Jennifer. How do you organize your stencils once you cut them, and how do you find which ones you need later on?
Well, like Mar was saying, if you can't find it, you just cut yourself another one.
Well, you can. I mean, I use
I
use the sheet protectors. Yes.
No, and then you put them into.
I use the sheet protectors, and I put the stencil in, and then I mark it. It's marked, so I know. And
at Michael's, and I'm sure you could find it online. They actually sell now, because the 6-inch stencil is kind of the standard. They sell a little file folder that's really the size of the stencils, and so you can. And then it's literally a little stencil filing cabinet. And that's what I use. It's very, and so you can sort them by holiday. So have all your Christmas together, have all your Halloween together, maybe all your prints, you can separate them like that.
Lori, if you email me, just, or send me a message through Patreon, I can send you that file. Because if you're already signed up, then, oh, you're in Marlene's Patreon. I see. So if you're in Marlene's, then you can get mine on my Patreon, or you can go to my coffee shop.
Okay, so we have a question from Kathy. I guess this is quite pressing. She's in need of some help. So I don't know what kind of glitter. You say glitter. Is it it's hard to say, but I don't think it will bleed. Ivory color, ivory realizing into white glitter. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. It's a pretty safe combo.
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be any bleeding happening there. I think. So you should be good to go.
Lori, send me a message. I'm just seeing here. Send me a message. I guess in Patreon. And I'll try to help you. And what is Mary Jean asking? Oh, the stencil storage. I'll find that and put it. It's at Michael's. I'll show. It's just a little tiny filing little system. They have all kinds of stuff at Michael's for craft storage. If you go walk around and then you have the 50% coupon, you can pick up, you know, they have all kinds of storage. Like I use the big, the scrapbooking paper file, like paper storage that stacks. I put my cookie cutters in that because it's transparent and it's narrow, so you don't have like 2 inches of, like it's only that thick, so you can see both sides what cookie cutters are in there, you know, instead of like a deep bucket where you can't see what's in there.
Yeah.
Because I got a few cookie cutters. What about you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I kind of did like I didn't count each one, but I think I have about 600.
Yeah, that's a lot. And you
Yeah,
keep using the same ones, right?
Oh yeah, I use like 10 of them.
Yeah. She took a picture and numbered them. That's great. That's perfect.
Oh, that's good.
Well, that's a good idea. Yeah, if you have a lot of stencils, yes, it definitely is a good idea to have some kind of a system, because then you'll end up looking for a particular stencil for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good to have some kind of a system that you understand. I use a giant letter box to store cookie cutters. Well, I have a lot of boxes. One day I'll show you.
That's it. That's
All
it.
right, so we are 15 minutes over time. I think Jeremy dropped. I didn't see any comments from Jeremy, but Jeremy, yes, we did it. We went over time. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. For those of you who are just joining us today, Amber is selling her filigree pattern on coffee.com at a discounted price for 24 hours. And also Marlon is selling her templates for wafer papers, which is how many are there in your?
The flowers, there's 3 flowers in the file, and then there's 3 for the supplies Amber has, and I have it too for today. If you're wondering about the stamps I used, or the airbrush I used, or the wafer paper I used, all that's in that. And Amber has her cutter and all the stuff.
Before I forget, I also have a few things that I added to the shop. I don't have it on the screen, but this is one of them, and it's been quite popular. It's a soccer ball, and I'm also planning on decorating this live, maybe even next week or week after. So that should be fun, because it's a simple design, but it's pain to decorate.
And soccer is like is it like the #1 world popular sport? Like, I think
I don't know, but I guess maybe.
Well, I think it's like up there.
And
all right.
So next week is I think Amber and I decorating.
Oh, next week. Yeah.
Oh, Mara and I. Okay, so we are going to be decorating next week on Friday. So you can join us again next week on Friday, again on Facebook or YouTube at 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is the New York time. And anything else you want to add? Do you have any comments? See you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Where's my button? Here.